Good morning everyone. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. Now we have started a new channel, Civils Academy. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now let's start. First question is, Halhumale Central Park, which was in news recently, is in which country? So it is in Maldives. The capital of Maldives is Male. Now why this park was in news? Because there's a renovation work going on in this park, and this project is important because India provided assistance for this project. It is important to note that this is a part of 18 projects that are being financed by India in Maldives. Now the country was also in news because of Operation Sanjeevani. It was operation of IAF. It was also in news because of Addu Atoll, as India and Maldives are going to cooperate for this project. Apart from that, recently India decided to launch new cargo ferry service, and this cargo ferry service will connect Maldives, that means the capital of Maldives, Male, with Kochi and Tuticorin. Archana Mahanta, who passed away recently, was associated with which profession? So she was well-known folk singer from Assam, and she passed away recently. Her husband is popularly known as King of Bihu. Next question is, who is the head of new forum on artificial intelligence set up by CII, that is Confederation of Indian Industry? So it is going to be headed by Sandip Patel. Now if we talk about artificial intelligence, recently India joined GPAI as its founding member. What is GPAI? It is Global Partnership for Artificial Intelligence. Apart from that, world's first graduate level artificial intelligence university was set up in UAE, and it is Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence. Telangana is celebrating 2020 as Year of Artificial Intelligence. Apart from that, India organized first Artificial Intelligence Summit, and it is RAISE 2020. RAISE stands for Responsible Artificial Intelligence for Social Empowerment. Now there was one more RAISE initiative which was in news, and this RAISE initiative stands for Retrofit of Air Conditioning to Improve Indoor Air Quality for Safety and Efficiency. So this is related to air quality, and that one is related to artificial intelligence. Now this RAISE initiative is a joint initiative of EESL plus USAID. Next question is, as per the Medical Council of India, which module is to be newly added in the MBBS course? So this new module is Pandemic Management. So this module will extend from the foundation course to the final year, and this will help the doctors to meet the challenges posed by pandemics like COVID-19. Next is, who is the longest serving Prime Minister or Premier of Japan? So Shinzo Abe is the longest serving. Why he was in news? Because recently he resigned due to poor health conditions, and after his resignation, LDP, that is Liberal Democratic Party, is going to select a nominee. Now Shinzo Abe was known for his economic policies, and it is popularly known as Abenomics. Shinzo Abe is the Prime Minister of Japan. The capital of Japan is Tokyo. Japan is the host of next Summer Olympic Games. Japan was also in news because of Purvodaya. Japan was also in news because of Hope probe, as UAE launched its mission on Mars with the help of Japan. UAE was also in news because of relationship with Israel, as recently UAE and Israel signed a historic agreement, and this is also known as Abraham Accord. Next is Phil Hogan, who has tendered his resignation, was the Trade Commissioner of which international association? So he was the Trade Commissioner of European Union, and recently he resigned. He resigned because of the allegations that he breached the COVID-19 guidelines, and that is why he was forced to resign. It is important to note that he was the Trade Commissioner of European Union, and the President of European Commission is Ursula von der Leyen. Recently, 15th meeting of India-European Union was organized virtually. Apart from that, recently European Commission started a new initiative, and it is United for Biodiversity, and this was launched on the occasion of World Wildlife Day, and World Wildlife Day is celebrated on 3rd of March. Next question is, which global organization launched a new initiative named Beirut to rebuild the heritage buildings of Beirut. So Beirut is the capital of Lebanon, and this new initiative has been launched by UNESCO, that is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. Now, what is the objective of this initiative? Objective is to rehabilitate the heritage buildings situated in Beirut. It is important to note that because of the recent blast or recent explosion in Beirut, a lot of historical buildings were damaged, and this blast was because of ammonium nitrate. Now, Lebanon was also in news because of Hezbollah. Hezbollah are the militant group associated to Lebanon, and recently Germany banned Hezbollah. Now, answer in comment box whether Germany is a part of Five Eyes Alliance. Next question is, where is the headquarters of BPR D? That is Bureau of Police Research and Development. So the headquarters is in New Delhi. Why it was in news? Because recently it completed 50 years, and it completed 50 years on 28th of August. This BPR D is under MHA. What is MHA? It is Ministry of Home Affairs. Recently MHA was in news as it approved the Uttar Pradesh government request to change the name of Mandu Adi railway station. So now the new name is going to be Banaras, and it is in Uttar Pradesh. Recently Uttar Pradesh was in news as it launched new electronic manufacturing policy. It was also in news as recently it partnered with Israel to resolve the water crisis in Bundelkhand region. Now, Israel was also in news because of Operation Breathing Space, and as for this operation, India and Israel are going to cooperate in order to fight against coronavirus. Next question is, Golden Arrows is a squadron of which Indian Armed Force? So it is a squadron of IAF, that is Indian Air Force, and the new Rafale fighter jets are going to be inducted in the 17th squadron of IAF, and it is also known as Golden Arrows. And for this ceremony, India has also invited the French Defense Minister. The name of Defense Minister of France is Florence Parly. Now, France was also in news as India is going to procure Hammer missile from France. France was also in news as recently Jean Castex became the new Prime Minister of France. Apart from that, France was also in news as recently Javed Ashraf became the India's next ambassador to France. Next question is, which state is to set up India's first skill university? So this state is Assam. So government of Assam is going to set up the first skill university at Mangaldoyi, and it is in Assam in Darang district. Now, Assam was also in news because of Dehing Patkai Wildlife Sanctuary. It was also in news because of Dhanvantri scheme. It was also in news because of Arundoi scheme, or you can write it as Arundoi scheme. The state of Assam was also in news because of Poba Reserve Forest. It was also in news because of Bhagjan oil well. And in this context, NGT constituted a committee, and this committee was headed by Justice B.P. Kat. NGT is a statutory organization. It stands for National Green Tribunal. Next question is, which government scheme has approximately 20 lakh subscriptions in the current financial year? So this is Atal Pension Yojana. Now, the scheme was launched in 2015, and it is Universal Social Security Scheme, and the scheme is administered by PFRDA, and it is administered through NPS. What is NPS? It is National Pension System. What is PFRDA? It is Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority. Now, it is important to note that Atal Pension Yojana is open to all bank account holders in the age group of 18 to 40 years of age. Now, answer in comment box which is the nodal ministry for this Atal Pension Yojana. Next question is, which technology company has introduced health monitoring device Halo Band? So this has been introduced by Amazon, and this is a device which uses artificial intelligence to monitor the personal wellness of the person who is using it. Now, Amazon was also in news because recently it acquired Jukes. Jukes is a self-driving car making company. It was also in news because of Project Zero. Amazon was also in news because of Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is the CEO of Amazon, and recently he became the first ever person with a worth of $200 billion. So he is the first ever to reach this milestone. Next question is, which state or union territory is to set up India's first international women's trade center? So this will be set up by Kerala. and this is going to be India's first International Women's Trade Center. Kerala was also in news because of Thumbi Mahotsav. Kerala was also in news because of Onam festival. It was also in news because of Pulikali. Pulikali is tiger dance. That means this art form is also known as tiger dance. It is a folk art of Kerala. And it was also in news because of Sri Padmanabh Swami temple. Now a special video on this Padmanabh Swami temple issue is already uploaded on Civils Academy channel. You can watch it if you want to know more about it. Next question is, which institution has held that state governments can make laws for providing reservation to the subcaste within the SC and ST categories? So first let me give you the brief background of this decision. Reservation was started and few elites within these SC and ST categories started taking the benefits of reservation, and remaining people from these communities were deprived of any reservation benefits. So now the issue was that why not to create subdivision within these categories, and those who have taken the benefit or those who are already elite, they should not get the benefit of reservation, and only the weakest out of weak should get the reservation benefit from these castes. So that is the context. Now Supreme Court has held that the state governments can make the laws for providing reservation to the subcaste within SC and ST category. It is important to note that this judgment has overruled a previous judgment of 2005. What was the previous judgment? Supreme Court in E.V. Chinnaiya versus State of Andhra mentioned that the state government had no power to create subcategories, and this can only be done by President. So this was the judgment of Supreme Court in 2005 in this E.V. Chinnaiya case. This was a judgment by 5 judge bench. Now even this judgment is by a 5 judge bench. Therefore there is an issue, and that is why, because the bench is of equal strength, so it cannot overrule the previous decision. So therefore it has referred to a 7 judge bench. That means the matter has referred to a 7 judge bench. Next question is, what is the name of typhoon that made a landfall recently in North Korea? So the name of the typhoon is Bavi. Now recently North Korea was also in news as Indian government sent 1 million worth of anti-tuberculosis medicine to North Korea on the request of WHO, that is World Health Organization. The capital of North Korea is Pyongyang. The capital of South Korea is Seoul. Now recently North Korea was also in news as European Union has imposed first ever sanctions over cyber attacks on the organizations of Russia, China and of North Korea. Now European Union was also in news because of Nirman Sri initiative. So answer in comment box, what is the objective of this initiative? This specific initiative of European Union will be implemented in the 4 districts of Odisha and of Maharashtra. Next question is, Hong Kong based firm PAZ has announced to acquire the controlling stake of which Indian firm? So right answer is Edelweiss Financial Services, and it is going to acquire 51% stakes. Now recently Hong Kong was also in news because of Hong Kong security law by China. Hong Kong is SAR, that is specially administered region, and it was handed over to China by the Britishers. Now recently, in the backdrop of this security law, USA ended the special status for Hong Kong. And as a consequence of this Hong Kong security law, countries like Canada, Australia and UK suspended the extradition treaty with Hong Kong. So these were the most important questions. Now we are going to cover important news. Feel free to skip it at your own risk if you do not like the format. So first initiative is Nai Disha. This is an initiative of SBI, and SBI is going to receive the Human Capital Management Excellence Award for its human resource initiative Nai Disha. Next is Chunoti. So recently this initiative was launched by MEIT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad. MEIT stands for Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. So this is a next gen startup challenge. So the idea is to provide a boost to the startups and to the software products. And for this purpose, STPI is going to play a key role. What is STPI? It is Software Technology Parks of India, and it is under MEITY. Next is Future Group's retail wholesale businesses. So Reliance Retail is set to acquire Future Group's retail and wholesale business. Next is UNSC resolution for greater participation of women in peacekeeping force. So recently this resolution was tabled, and it was tabled by Indonesia, and India supported this resolution, and this resolution was passed by consensus. Next is East Asia Summit Economic Ministers Meeting. So this was the 8th East Asia Summit Economic Ministers Meeting, and this was virtually attended by Piyush Goyal. Next is Sustainable Finance Collaborative. So this SFC, as initiative of DEA, that is Department of Economic Affairs, in association with UNDP. UNDP stands for United Nations Development Program. DEA is under FinMin, that is Finance Ministry. Next is Pensioners Corner. So this initiative has been launched by CISF, and this is a mobile application launched by CISF for its pensioners. CISF stands for Central Industrial Security Force, and it is a CAPF, that is Central Armed Police Force. It is under MHA, that is Ministry of Home Affairs. Next is 29th of August. So it was International Day Against Nuclear Test. It was also celebrated as National Sports Day, as it is the birth anniversary of Major Dhyan Chand. Now on this occasion, Uttar Pradesh government launched Major Dhyan Chand Vijay Path Yojana, and as per this scheme, the state government is going to build roads to the houses of international players. Name of the scheme is Major Dhyan Chand Vijay Path Yojana. Apart from that, recently there was a hike, that means increment, in the prize money of National Sports Award. So now the prize money for Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratan Award has been increased from 7.5 lakhs to 25 lakhs. For Arjun Award, it has been increased from 5 lakh to 15 lakhs. Apart from that, there is one more news associated with it, and recently athletics coach Purushottam Rai passed away. He was related to athletics, and he was athletics coach, and he passed away just a day before receiving the Dronacharya Award on National Sports Day. In addition to him, recently Congress MP Vashant Kumar also passed away. Next is Wolbachia method. So it is a bacteria, and it has been used to control the spread of disease like dengue. So when this bacteria is inside mosquito, it prevents the spread of viral disease, and that is why it was in use. Next is Accelerating CCUS Technologies Initiative, that is ACT initiative. So recently DST, that is Department of Science and Technology, invited proposals under this ACT initiative. Now what is the meaning of this CCUS? It stands for Carbon Capture, Utilization and Storage. So if you are preparing for UPSC examination, please read this topic in detail. This is very important. Next is new rules notification for Jammu and Kashmir. So as per these new rules, police, public order and all India services and anti-corruption are going to be under the domain of LG, that is Lieutenant Governor. That means in these areas, the Chief Minister or his Council of Minister will have no role. It is important to note that the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir was bifurcated into two union territories. One is Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, another one is Ladakh. So this Ladakh will have no legislature, but this Jammu and Kashmir will have legislature. And the legislature will have a Council of Ministers, and it will also have a Chief Minister. But this Chief Minister and Council of Ministers will have no role in these areas. These are going to be under the domain of Lieutenant Governor. Next is Chadwick Boseman. So he was well-known actor, and he was well known for his work in Black Panther. Recently he passed away. Next is Mahatma Ayankali. So recently he was in news because Prime Minister paid tribute to him. He was a social reformer from Kerala, and this year we celebrated his 157th birth anniversary, and he formed Sadhujan Paripalan Sangam. And last news is related to International Film Festival of India. So this is going to be the 51st International Film Festival, and it is going to be in Goa. So that was all for the day.